Hello friends, this is Smaranika Madam. I'll be teaching Bio to Standard 9 students. And in this video, I'll be teaching the chapter Cell of Unit 1. Now children, I welcome you all to the Bio class. So in this chapter Cell, first we will discuss about what is a cell. So as you know, cell is the fundamental structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Now what does it mean? It means that the living world or the life starts with the cell. So cell is the first living structure in this world. Now coming to who discovered this cell? How did it come? So the scientist Robert Hooke, he was the first person to discover the cell. And how did he do it? When he examined a thin slice of cork under his microscope, what did he observe? He observed tiny compartments. And as you have seen in a honeycomb, there are compartments hexagonal in shape. Like that, he found that in a slice of cork, there are tiny compartments, and these compartments he named as cells. So he was the first scientist to coin the term cell. Later, when electron microscope was invented, then the inner contents of the cell could be magnified, and then we could get a detailed study or a detailed picture about a cell. Now before going into the structure of cell, let us discuss about the cell theory. Now this cell theory, it was proposed by three scientists, namely Matthias Glidden, Theodor Schwann and Rudolf Virchow. These three scientists, they put forward, and what did they announce? They said that based on these 3 points, the structure of cell and the function of cell could be explained. Now children, these three scientists' names, the spelling is a bit difficult one, so please practice it properly. Now main points: cell is the structural unit of all living organisms. Number 2, cell is the functional unit of all organisms. And third point, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Means one cell cannot be created out of nothing. So in order to form a cell, it will be formed from a cell which is already existing. Coming to the next one, how numerous are the cells, or how many numbers of cells are present in an organism? Based on that, the organisms are divided into 3 groups: single cell or unicellular, few celled organisms, and multi-celled organisms. What does this mean? It means in single cell organisms, all the physical biological activities, they are all carried out in that single cell only. And which are the organisms? Amoeba, yeast, etc. Few cell, again, the different body functions are divided in different cells. Examples: Volvox and Spirogyra. Finally, multi-cell organisms or multicellular organisms. In these organisms, the different body functions are carried out by different cells, or their body functions are divided into different cells. So they are the most organized group of organisms. Examples: human being, lion, mango. It means all the higher group of organisms belong to multi-celled organisms. Okay children, now coming to next, that is cell size. Cells, the smallest cell is a bacterium mycoplasma. Size is 0.2 to 0.4 micrometer, and in human body the smallest cell is red blood cell. Coming to longest cell in our body, that is the nerve cell. Largest cell, ostrich egg, and in human body it is the ovum in females. Now coming to what is the benefit of the smallness of cell? Children, There are two benefits. Number one, if the cell will be smaller in size, then cell to cell diffusion, transfer of material will be easier, faster. And number two, the cell have a large surface area volume ratio, so that how it will be beneficial? It will be helping in greater diffusion of substances in and out of the cell. Now coming to variety of cell shapes. So children, as you all already know that there are different types of cells in our body, and all these cells, they are of different shapes. First one, circular or biconcave, that is the red blood cells. Amoeboid. Amoeboid means the shape keeps on changing as and when required. That is the white blood cells. Third one, long cell is the neuron or the nerve cell. Fourth one, bean-shaped cell is the guard cell of stomata. Hope you all know what is a stomata. That is these are the minute openings which are present in the leaf that helps in exchange of gases. Now we come to the next and the important part of the chapter, that is the cell structure. Now in this topic, what we will do is we will read about the different parts which are present inside the cell. Now as you can see, I have shown here two different types of cells. This one, it is an animal cell, and this is a plant cell. We will discuss it later on. First, let us see what are the basic parts present in a cell. Now in a cell, children, there are three essential parts. Number one, cell membrane. Number two, nucleus. And number three, cytoplasm. Now in a cell, there are some living parts as well as non-living parts. The living parts are called organelles, which are all present within this cytoplasm, and the non-living parts are called inclusions, which are also present in the cytoplasm. To start with, what are organelles? So what are organelles? These are the membrane-bound structures which are present in the cytoplasm of a cell. Children, all these definitions you have to learn by heart, because these comes very often in the exam as 1 mark question. So please learn the definitions, what are organelles, what are inclusions. Okay. Now, the different organelles which are present in the cytoplasm are endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, centrosome, plastids, nucleus. All these we will be discussing individually, their structure, their function. Also, inclusions are granules and vacuoles. Now children, let us have a comparative study of a plant cell and an animal cell. As you can see, this animal cell, it is bounded by only one surrounding, but in a plant cell, along with that, outside that there is one more covering area. So in an animal cell, the outermost membrane is the cell membrane. But in a plant cell, external to the cell membrane, there is one more rigid wall which is called cell wall. We will discuss about it later on. Next, we have a big one you can see like this in the center in a plant cell, that is called vacuole. But in case of animal cell, this vacuole, even though it is present, it is very small in size. Now this vacuole may or may not be present in an animal cell. Coming to next important part, that is nucleus. You can see in an animal cell, nucleus is present in the center, but in a plant cell, because of